Hey, what's up guys, it's Oakley and we're going to be doing a massive, or not so massive, but it's still a pretty huge battle, 2 versus 2 fight, and we're going to be facing off kind of historic enemies. So the matchup is going to be as follows. It's going to be 2 Greek nations, so we're going to be playing as Syracuse, and I'm going to be playing as Athens over on the left. So kind of the way I figure it is, okay, Syracuse was fighting a lot with Carthage on, well, Sicily, and so they've come to terms and they're going to fight. And then Athens historically fought a lot with the Persians and I guess now the Parthians. So yeah, both of them have decided to settle their grudges up front, up close, and personal. So we're going to put this on slow motion just to get this started. So it looks like the Parthian force has actually gone all out on cavalry. Let's watch these glorious warriors. So he has 2 of these cataphract units up in the front, royal cataphracts, pretty scary units, and mixed inside of there he has some mercenary Sarmatian lancers. Pretty good guys with good charge, but once they get past that they're not very effective. And then he's going to have a huge group of noble horse archers, camel archers, basically all types of mounted archers, and then another massive group. So he's going to have swarm tactics, and it looks like he's going to be bearing straight down on my poor little group of skirmisher cavalry over there. I had brought these guys just to try and pick at the opponents, and they're going to learn kind of the meaning of skirmishing. And so here comes the volley coming out. And yeah, they're going to get absolutely destroyed right here. There you go. The rear couple ranks just eating. I think he took out maybe a third of my guys in that one volley. So I actually now know what I'm fully up against. My anticipation was to actually use these guys to come out and charge and exchange for Balearic slingers, which would hopefully give us the advantage in terms of skirmishing power. I'm not too worried about these skirmisher cavalry. I wanted to make sure we got rid of these foot skirmishers, and then I would slowly scoot up, seize this terrain here, and then use my own mercenary Cretan archers and Thracian peltas to deal with his own cavalry from a distance. I do get in a decent charge in here, but the remainder of my guys are actually going to try and scoot on out of there. You can see the massive train of just archer units are going to just all focus in on one target. So I guess I'll revoke my earlier statements. They are pretty freaking scary. Let's put this on normal speed. Yeah, they're going to be charging forward. So any of my guys that I throw out are going to get destroyed. Now I did okay amounts of damage against his Balearic slingers. The skirmisher cav is actually pretty cheap, so I don't mind exchanging him against that. And my other one is going to get on another with basically no losses. It's going to try and bring the opponents into range. So you can see we kind of threw them into a mess. And I'm messaging my allies saying, okay, now is the time to move up. They're in a bit of a disarray. So here comes the Syracusan force. Let's take a look at his army composition. Basically, he has Thorax Swordsmen, Samnite Warriors, interchange, alternating up in the front ranks. Those are very good forces. Thorax hoplites in the back and militia hoplites. Then on the flanks, this is where he's put a nice little sandwich with slingers, Thoreo spears, militia hoplites, and mercenary Italian cav. So pretty nice and compact. He can move this up. He's probably got group formation, and those guys definitely moving up. And skirmishers on the right to ward off cavalry. That's going to be very good. It looks like we should be able to crush through this if we're not going to be hit from the side. And we want to close this engagement. I'm meanwhile going to be moving up with my massive block here. Basically, it's a hoplite screen surrounding my Cretan archers, and they're going to be on group formation. I want to make sure I can target his noble horse archers. They're going to be using the brush as cover, but I am soon going to try and seize and secure that, so I'm going to be exchanging fire with them, and then moving up close with my javelin men. I want more armor penetrations. There you go. I'm going to ward them off. I do get a couple of javelin volleys against them. Slinger supporting fire. Jav cav is going to be getting in here, so I really want to claim this little area as myself. They're going to be setting some hoplites to secure this patch of little grass because they know that's key and crucial. Over here, enemy is going to be getting basically point blank with me. However, they forgot that Thoreo spears actually have a bunch of javelins with them, so my opponent is quickly exchanging his cavalry just for, maybe a couple of my guys. I don't think I really lost. No, take that back. I did lose some of my Thracian warriors, but fighting against cavalry, I will exchange that mass of cavalry for a couple infantry units that I don't really need that much to take out cavalry. It's more of a way to bait him in, and again, he's staying a bit too close to my guys. Not a good move. I guess he wasn't anticipating the range or the amount of ammunition that my guys had, so I'm going to have to be very defensive with my formations here. So you can see me here, basically I have hoplite walls and then Thoreo spear walls just to start taking out, and these cataphracts down to 42 men, so I've basically withered them to half strength. He's going to be closing in here, and he wishes he could engage with my guys, but he's not a steppe tribe. He doesn't have the sheer numbers and skill, and then heavy cataphracts to back that up, or too many Sarmatian Lancers. So I will take this fire all day because I have the troops capable of returning fire. It looks like he did decide to sacrifice his basically his general's unit that was in on the fight. He threw in his cataphracts, tried to take out some of my hoplites, but I had enough guys in the vicinity, so I'm getting pretty good trades here. Going to be taking out more and more of his cataphracts. He is not trading very effectively. Meanwhile, I'm routing more of his Parthian horse archers. I'm focusing fire with my Thracian peltasts. I made sure to bring in peltasts here. They're going to be very key to this move. And a lot of my guys basically on this front, I made sure I had enough archer and other skirmisher capacity. I'm still being given the ring around. He's going around my guys. He's slowly chewing through them. But because he brought cavalry skirmishers, they have less overall men than my guys do. So despite having less cavalry units, you can see I have 120. His horse archers only have 80, and now in 60. So I have twice as many arrows going into the sky as his guys. So I would say I probably have the advantage. Now I've been able to exchange and trade pretty cost effectively, and I can start to take the woods. He is, however, going to start to skirt around the back, which is maybe to his advantage. And the Carthaginian force here warily is going to pull back. Because he can't engage with mercenary Samnite warriors. These guys are very, very strong. So good on him for pulling back out of the fight. And now the swarming beehive of these guys. But man, I did a lot of damage. The noble horse archers are very well armored, but you can see camels not so much. And so I made sure to focus fire on them and definitely took them out. I am going to start running out of ammunition soon. But I know every single volley is getting me kills and closer to parity with his forces, so I'm not too worried about running out of ammo, because I know I've traded cost effectively. My ally is going to swing over some support. He's going to be bringing his Hippeus Lancer. I have some of my own Hippeus Lancers, just to make sure we can dissuade them from assaulting us from the front. Cataphracts are continuing, and Sarmatian Lancers are continuing to try and throw themselves into the mix. But yeah, I have enough hoplites. That's the problem. If you're going to be a cavalry force like this, you can't really run yourself into hoplites. Now, normally on open ground like this with cavalry will win against hoplites. Hoplites were very, very susceptible to being outflanked, but in Total War, it's not quite like that because you have the ability to tell each and every unit to be exactly facing different directions. A hoplite does not function like this. A hoplite does not function like one unit here, one unit kind of looking that way. You only ever saw hoplites really form up historically like this, and so this formation can easily be outflanked by cavalry, but we're not restricted to historical restraints and realities of the battlefield. We can play Total War. So now the Hippeus Lancers are actually going to be getting in on the fight, getting retribution against these horse archers. We are getting counter volleyed, so keep in mind we can't stray too far from our own forces, but it's going to be enough to get 12 kills. Hippeus Lancers yet to take any losses. Engaged against these armored horse archers, we're actually going to start to rout them, so good on us. My ally was really nice to land his general. Kind of a risky move if these guys are going to start to wheel about and combine fire, and that's why he's going to start to pull back to the safety of my ranks. We've taken pretty much pretty heavy beating on some of my other guys, but the peltasts are still alive, and they pose a very dire threat to our opponents. Thoreo Spears still seem to have more javelins, so yeah, these guys cannot get close to our units. And there you go, that basically is what is going to happen. These guys are going to have to keep their distance, and they're going to try and circle back around. Meanwhile, we're continuing to shift around, kind of shuffle with Carthage. Not much of an exchange going on here. There was a little bit of a cavalry scruffle here. Infantry, actually, skirmishers thrown in the mix, both sides cleaned up. But yeah, Carthage being very deliberate and slow. That is a decent move. Basically, he can't commit to the main fight. Like I said, he can't win here. He's waiting for his ally to hopefully pull off some sort of miracle victory, but myself and my ally were being very careful about that, and we finally decide to move up and seize this ground here, and this is going to be a way for us to secure the flank. We are now going to start sweeping the enemy forces out of position. That's effectively going to isolate the Carthaginian guys. Let's go ahead and fast forward this just a little bit as our opponents start to move out of position. They're going to try and move away from the green grass over here. They know that our skirmishers will have the advantage, and they're continuing to try and skirmish with our guys. This ally general unit is getting overextended. He did well earlier in chasing away the enemy, but now this is exactly how Parthia wants to play. He wants to get you drawn out, and then that's where Parthia shines, is where they can kite you all day and tear apart units like your general. But we are going to be throwing in some Mercenary Thracian Peltas, who, you know, put the fear in God back into these guys. They're very good. However, I do have them a little bit outstretched, so if he were to go charge my guys out right, he would have a pretty good shot at it. I am, however, moving Thoreo Spears just for support, and these guys, I believe, yeah, look at this, they're actually out of ammo. I use all my ammunition, so I'm using them as bait for my opponent to try and tempt him to charge. Looks like he's not going to take the bait, he's going to instead shoot at them, but that's okay. Thracian Peltas actually have good shield block chances, so they can take a fight with archers from a distance like that for a little bit at least. Hoplites have been, you know, pulled a little bit out of position, and now launching a big, massive Hippeas Lancer strike on these guys. Gonna effectively knock them out. That's gonna, wow, look at this. The second we engage, the enemy is now gonna be moving back against us. That's exactly what we want them to do, where we have Thoreo Spears, Mercenary Cretan Archers, We're kind of using this little engagement as bait, and I hope my guys still have some ammunition left so we can get some exchanges. They are getting dangerously close. If those Thoreo Spears still had some ammo left, we would have destroyed that unit. Anyways, we pull out of that fight without too many losses. I only lost one guy. And we're going to clean those guys up. Thin lines just to make sure these guys can't run past us. And then I have Javelin Men in the back just to secure any of these guys if they try and charge through, deal more damage to them. And we're basically going to be corralling them. And this is it. This is all Parthia is left with. Some of our guys, yeah, still have some javelins left. So into the blob of cavalry it goes. And down go several more men. They're going to be targeting some of our guys, but not much of a problem. Thoreo Spears, love these juicy targets. And my own javelins are going to be slowly moving to position. What I decide to do here is like, alright, enough is enough. I think we've basically neutralized this whole force. They're just going to try and, you can see how he's pushing over here. That's a smart move. He's trying, I had all my guys kind of staring at them, and then I like kind of snapped out. I was like, no, what am I doing? I don't need to hold that force back. Let's go ahead and commit to this fight. So let's watch, let's watch this unit. Gonna move up my hoplites, the Athenian hoplites, the Syracusan units, and that's gonna basically, my guys took the lead, and then here comes Syracuse coming in for revenge against Carthage. He's pulling back the elephants into safety, a good move. But yeah, we're gonna be starting the engagement there soon. These guys are, Royal Cataphracts, are trying to get back into position. I'm gonna intercept them with Thoreo Spears. I have a lot of these Thoreo Spears actually. When I saw Parthia, I knew I had to bring Thoreo Spears. But yeah, cleaning these guys up, they're tired, they're exhausted, and now our more fresh Hippeas Lancers are giving chase. Some of my Cretan Archers were actually doing some damage to these guys. You can see arrowheads here and there. And now we're going to continue to chase these guys off. It looks like his archers are going to start to try and ping some of our slingers. The slingers are going to pull back. They're going to let our guys just to close the distance with their heavy hoplon shields. And now Cataphracts figured they couldn't get away, and they're going to try and exchange with my Hippeas Lancers. I have 68 men left. He has 13 and 28. So the engagement should probably go in my favor. But he is wheeling about with a bunch of archers. If these can get into the back of my guys, which it looks like they're going to, that'll spell doom for my men. But I have a fresh unit of Thoreo Spears. I was saving them for just this type of engagement. It looks like they're actually going to throw into this cavalry mix, thankfully going over my guys. Actually, he got a couple of my guys, so I should have probably targeted these guys more so on these forces. But they're going to charge into my guys. They may be out of ammo. And you see the arrows coming in. That's going to be my supporting Cretan archers, I believe. Yeah, I pulled them back to the security of this position. Actually, they came out of the woods supported by a bunch of Thoreo Spears back here. So we're continuing to clean these guys up, and there you go, breaking more of them. Hippeas Lancer is going to come back and try and clean these guys out. We can't chase them away forever. I need the support of my cavalry. But anyway, here comes the main charge. I threw in some of my mercenary Thracian warriors up through the front. Now let's watch the main hoplite assault. I'm actually pulling out of this. Yep, I'm pulling out of this. It's a smart move. The elephants are too close. I'm kind of scared. And it looks like they're going to reform their lines up in this position. My mercenary Thracian warriors are going to also get pulled back in the face of this hoplite wall. They don't quite want to engage. We basically wanted to knock out some of the initial forces, and then we're going to move in with the rest of our guys. And here, Camel Archers are currently being taken out. Hippeas Lancers are in the mix. They're taking some shots, but we basically killed that force. And now I'm going to reform my Cretan Archers and get some fire shots on these elephants, hoping to drive them amok in the enemy force right there. I wanted them to go rampage into the rear of this Libyan hoplite force, but it looks like That's not going to take effect quite yet, and they're actually bearing down on me, so this is actually a very scary sight for these hoplites. Let's watch some of this. More and more shots. They're still not going to rampage. They're still holding cohesion, so now they're going to pucker up their buttholes and wait for this assault. And it actually looked like the hoplite wall held them pretty firmly. The rest of them, however, are going to charge through. So pretty heavy disruption on my guys. Yeah, oh my god, as they start charging through, now I'm starting to lose men. In that confusion, he is now going to charge forward with his late Libyan hoplites all along the front. We're going to hold this, and then over on this front, I'm actually going to countercharge on his flank with some Thracian warriors. Should be to my advantage. Over here we have a big meat grinder of an engagement on the front. Over on the flank, hoplite against hoplite, some Carthaginian cav. However, we have more guys in the rear. It's going to be kind of swirling engagements there, trying to do hammer and anvils. We do have free troops to plug the gap and try and hit the flanks. Meanwhile, over here, we're engaged all along the front. I'm going to pull off my Thracian warriors, and they're going to charge into the next line of, what are these guys? Mercenary Samnite warriors from Carthage. So I should be able to hopefully kill those guys, but the elephants are still, oh my god, 330 kills. I thought I could have destroyed them with a couple archer volleys, but no, they start wrecking my guys, and somehow they have not gone to rampage, and they're going to be continuing to clean my guys. 433, 445. You can see how just effective these guys are, and now they're making a beeline for the rear of my phalanx. That's the last thing you want as an engaged phalanx, is to have elephants at your back. So he's going to continue to push on through. This is ridiculous. 557, 560, 570. 580. Oh my god, doing so much damage to my guys in the wake. Look how many guys he killed. So definitely making up for it with these elephants. Brilliant move on his part. And they are just tanking through my guys. Holy crap, someone put them down. 667. Oh my god, and they still have 20 men left. Now they're in the mix. Now they're going to be, oh, okay, this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. I guess that's what we get for using up all our skirmishing Thereo spears and all that stuff on the enemy cataphracts. 714 kills on these elephants. Jesus fucking Christ. Go down. We don't have any remaining skirmishers, which is a problem here. They're desperately, mercenary Cretan archers, desperately trying to get up to the fight. I think they're also out of ammo. So this is the danger of what happens when you run out of ammo against elephants, and especially when you only have hoplites engaged on a fight over here, who are bottled up against the opponent. Oh my god, doing so much damage, but at least, thankfully, we've been able to clean up that wing of the Carthaginians. It looks like these slingers should really be targeting the elephants. Finally, a couple of them start going down, but not after they've gotten 737. Continue to pull through my guys. Despite all that, I was still able to clean up the remainder of the Libyan hoplites. Too many guys on my side, I think, yeah. So I'm going to win this despite getting just absolutely run over by the elephants. Finally, we countercharge the elephants. Where are they? I think they... Okay. I think they're dead. I think they're dead, guys. Oh my god. I want to see in the final stats if they got 800 kills. That was ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen... Oh no, they're still going. 756. Please, someone kill them. They're not giving up. So these definitely the MVPs. Oh, there you go. Found a new unit. He's definitely going for that 800 kills medal. And finally they go down. So I didn't see if they made it to 800. I think they were just shy of 800 kills. Nonetheless, definitely a very good battle on both sides. And finally, the last Sacred Band unit is going to tuck tail and run. So, very fun battle. I really want to end the replay and go ahead and see the stats on those elephants. Holy crap. So I got MVP, yes, by 2 kills. Alright, good job, Oakley. Yeah, getting a lot of kills on these Thereo spears. A lot of kills with Cretan archers and Thracian peltas. So, good kills all around. Parthian build, really not liking it. He should have had something a little bit more sturdy in the center to tie up our Thereo spears and then hit us with archers from the flank. Syracuse doing decently. I want to see those elephants. 802 kills. Wow. That's more than half of his total kills going right here into the elephants. That's just, oh my god, I've never seen that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I will see you in the next one. As always, leave your comments in the description below for what type of battle you'd like to see next. I always read those and I keep them in mind. Stay tuned for more. Peace out.